How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Top Settings coming at you with a deck profile today. So today I'm bringing you pure Invoked. This is the deck list that I got 22nd at the Side Deck Remote Regional yesterday. And yeah, I wanted to just kind of show you guys the deck list, talk about what happened at the event, because I did have a little bit of a mishap. Yeah. So just to get right to the deck profile, I'll talk about some of the theory as we go. We have the triple Magical Meltdown. We have the triple Alistair, the double Invocation. Pretty standard. Some people play the one terraforming with it, but I think that this is just the standard to begin with. Then I play the triple Reminiscent, and I play triple Sword. There was a time where we were cutting this down to 2. Honestly, I think triple Sword is really good. It being a quick effect has come up so many times. And seeing this in my opening hands was almost always beneficial. If you see this with an Alistair on turn 1, you almost always win. And then we also have 3 of the Sacred Sword of Iwis, 3 of Iwis himself, and then I play 1 Viacrom, and I play 1 Book of the Law. So that's all the Alistair cards. I think the 1 Book of the Law was, it was... Every time that I've activated this, I won the game, and every time that I activated this, I needed some sort of extra boost to win the game. I've never had this card be a win-war card. A lot of people call this a win-war card. I've never had it be that way. I've almost always needed this. It's also opened up a bunch of extra lines, where if I get stuck in a way without a good light monster other than Sorath, I'm still able to keep my Sorath in rotation for its graveyard effect to then get into Babylon, because Babylon doesn't have to be properly summoned in order to activate its effect. So it came up with that a couple of times. Just needing like the 3rd attribute in order to get to Ion's effect was pretty important a few times. So overall, I don't think I'd cut this card, but it is definitely a niche card that doesn't need to be more than one of. But I really do like Book of the Law. And then for the hand traps, we have the triple Fuelos. We have triple Ash. I played 2 Ghost Ogres, and then I also played 2 Droll and Lockbird. So I didn't play a bigger hand trap package, and in some cases I wish I just committed to either fully into board breakers or fully into hand traps. Mostly because there was a lot of times where I either needed 1 more hand trap or I needed one more board breaker, and Ogre just honestly was subpar for me. It was nice, but like I don't think I'd replace it with Bell, but at the same time, like it just didn't, like this didn't really come up. Like cutting this for like Sorcerer of the Swamp probably would have also just been fine as well. Realistically, and it would have made the deck a little more consistent with more Alistair names, because that was one of the biggest issues I had, was in round 1 and round 8, I just didn't see an Alistair name in a few of the games, so like that was like some of the ways that I lost. But yeah, like these were the hand traps. I don't think I'd change too many of these other than like maybe Ogre. But yeah, like I said, like I don't think there's many things like other than like Sorcerer of the Swamp that I would change them for. And then here that we have these funny breaker cards. So I played 3 Visions, because almost all of our breaker cards are quick play. We have triple Super Poly, and then we have triple Droplet. Now these came up a lot, but because of an issue with my deck list, which I'll talk about in a second because it's in the extra deck, it came up a few times in round 1 and then 1 in round 8, where I was missing a target for this, and that was purely a mistake on my end because of deck submission through Neuron. I'm not used to that, so that was on me. And then Droplet, Droplet was insane. Obviously, this was so subpar. I want to cut this entirely. So like I'll probably be cutting this. I'll probably be cutting this entirely coming up. So I'll probably honestly I'll probably cut this in the Ghost Ogres and then put in like 2 Sorcerer of the Swamp. Because we're already at 44, so cutting 5 and putting 2 in would be would put me back to 41, which probably would be better in my opinion. It's just something that I would probably test out, because then the last 3 cards are the Crossout, Called By, and the Triple Tactics talents. This card came in so clutch. Negated Droll and negated Ash. This negated a Bell at one point. And then this actually, I think I only activated this once the entire day. So yeah, that was the main deck. It's 44 cards. Like I said, I talked about the changes I probably already make anyway, so we'll get right into the extra deck for you. So the only Link monsters I'm playing are 1 Artemis, 1 Alistair the Invoker of Madness, and 1 SP Little Knight. I don't think I would cut any of these Link monsters. Potentially, this becomes an Almirage, but I still prefer Moon Maiden, solely because you can't link the Reminiscent into Moon Maiden, and there was like so many times today where I was forced to normal summon Reminiscent, just because I didn't see Alistair the Invoker. So there was no way to link him off. So I would have been forced to have to play with only Invocation Sword, which leads into some weird combos, like if you get hit with, especially if you get hit with any hand traps, where if you have to use your sword to go into Soroth, revive, link 2, and then do your plays into Babylon, so because like you have to then get like Viacron the set sword, and then you have to you're forced to discard to get into the Invocation, and then you're still potentially not even going to get to your 3rd fusion, depending on like what their hand trap lineup is. So it was very awkward. It was just more of a way to play around stuff like that, because you just didn't because you can still do that even though you're playing this. It's just it gave me the option to link into that for like different things like SP and whatnot. For the Invoked monsters, which is all the rest of the extra deck, I guess. We have 1 Ragin for obvious plays. We have Oceanus, Soroth, Babylon, Caliga, Makaba, Purgatrio. He came in. He doesn't come up today. Mostly because I didn't play any Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg likes to put up like a whole bunch of monsters and then just kind of like pass turn you. Sometimes Cool Toon players will do that, where they just like fill up their whole board with monsters. That's just kind of because they don't want to synchro summon like into a filler that you've used. And then they just leave a bunch of bodies on board. So I use stuff like Purgatrio. It came up once during the event, but honestly, realistically, this doesn't have to be main decked, or mained in the extra. But I seriously prefer it to like a lot of stuff. But probably it is. But I will admit, like, it's probably the most cuttable card out of everything here. And then we have the 1 Magistus Omega. It came up a few times during the event. It was really good. He is how you like target to out Rolad in this deck. Rolad is probably this deck's hardest matchup because a lot of stuff doesn't target in Invoked. So honestly, but he's really good. Then we have 1 Invoked Elysium, insane card. And then I have 3 Hyper Invoked Ion. Now, originally, there was supposed to be a change where it was, where, like, Purgatrio wasn't in here, because Purgatrio was for a list that I was playing at locals, when I knew, like, there was going to be, like, 2 or 3 Blitzkrieg there. So this was supposed to be Mud Dragon. and I was hoping I originally had Mudragon in the list, but after I submitted my deck list, I double checked it after it was already submitted, which is a stupid idea, I know. And I had to then take the Mudragon out and put Purgatrio back in. So this is the list that I play with, but I would have put Mudragon in Purgatrio's place and absolutely like would have had a better time. Because it was one of the reasons why I lost round 1. Like as hard as I did, like round 1 I got swept really hard. But it would have been a lot easier. And then round 8, I would have been able to. I would have lived a turn to play. I would have lived till the next turn to be able to go into the game 3. So it was like, it was really unfortunate, but you know, it happens. And then for the side deck, so this was also a weird choice. So I played Eradicator Virus mostly because of stuff like Striker. There's some other stuff. There's some other things for like Brandon and whatnot, where I just wanted to hit spells and traps. Partially also because of like Labyrinth. I was a little worried about stuff like that because they also kind of are problematic for Invoked because they don't use a lot of different attributes, and there's really like low graveyard presence for them. I played the 1 Solemn Judgment for going first. For my anti-Cool Tune card was Soundproofed. Absolutely love this card. Card's insane. When it came up twice, once against the Cool Tune player, and then he scooped as soon as I activated this, and then in round 8 against Synchron, I drew this, and and again, like if I had the super poly target, it would have been fine. But yeah, that was the big issue. So like I drew this against Synchron, and then I had 0 follow-up. Like my hand was Invocation, Sword, Soundproofed, Solemn Judgment. So it was like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. I do this, set Judgment. I top deck Super Poly. It's like, okay, I set Pass, and then I just can't. I didn't get that next turn to go into the Alistair, even through the Judgment. So, unfortunately. Because my next top deck was Alistair the Reminiscent, so like it would have been fine if it would have been absolutely okay if I was able to get to that next turn. So if I had the Super Poly, I was actually okay, or if I had the Mudragon, I was actually like okay to survive to that next turn. But it sucks. There's nothing I could really do about it, other than submit the right deck list. I played 1 Archfiend's Absorption and 1 Simul Archfiends. These never came up. I never drew either of these, but the theory behind this was that it's a quick play, so I could utilize it with Visions if I drew it and Simul Archfiends, or if I absolutely needed to. This is able to be set on my opponent's turn. Or sorry, this is able to be set and then use on my opponent's turn to set this and activate this in the same turn, with low interaction between it anyway. So like it's just technically you're seeing 2 of it type deal. And then like there's like a way like and like one of the things was just like you could in theory also on my turn, if I'm going like if it's like post turn 1, like you could activate this, then use Droplet, or if I like if I'm going first, I set this and Droplet and stuff. When they go to summon a monster, because you tend to wait in order to activate this, then you like if they summon a monster, like say they summon Clip, and you want to like get rid of Clip, you can go like SP targeting Clip in itself, then chain this, and then like chain Droplet sending this, so that way you can set this from deck, negate the Clip, or negate like the mix, banish itself in the SP, and then set this. And then if they still have enough gas, you can still flip this to stop them from doing anything past Trackmaker or whatever. So, in my opinion, that's like the good idea. That's like the best case scenario for it. I played 1 Storm and 1 Duster. These 2 cards never came up today at all. I mean, I think I had to play them, but like at the same time, they never came up. And then the absolute MVP of the side deck is Pot of Sloth. This card is insane. every time I activated this card, my opponent had to negate it, or I was going to draw 6+ cards. And in almost every game I've I think all but one game I activated this, I won that game. Insane card. Just totally unfair. I play 2 thrusts because again, Pot of Sloth is completely unfair, but also being able to search for like these, being able to search for Simulacrene, and then same thing with like Eradicator. So like you can search for a lot of your good cards, and then a lot of the Alistair cards are normal spells for like Ios and stuff. And then the last card was one of those weird cards that was in there. I played 1 Heavy Poly as the thrust target. Heavy Polymerization was interesting. I never got to resolve it in game, because the one time that I actually saw it, the Colton player, so I saw it twice. Once I searched it off thrust, but in that game I didn't even activate it because after I added it, the Colton player kept putting himself down the 2 cards. And it's difficult to resolve this, obviously, if you're not sending all 3 from the extra deck. Because the idea is that you're gonna activate this, and then you're gonna make Ion using Caliga, Soroth, and Ragin, or some combination of them, because it's 22, 16, and 1,000. So like you're taking 48, but you're summoning this and banishing 3. And then you get to look at their extra deck. Was like the idea. I still like this card, and honestly, like, and then like if I had Mudragon, I could banish the Mudragon, right? So I could have done the Mudragon instead of like the Ragin to make the damage even less. So like you don't take that much damage off of it. It's more of the banishing from your extra deck for it, because then once you banish them from the extra deck, you're able to summon the Ion. And then you can, on the follow-up turn, like even if you don't utilize Sword all the way on the follow-up turn, like so if you don't kill them, you can Sword and then do it again on their turn by putting these back, because Heavy banishes them. So yeah, that was the deck profile. I got 22nd. My matchups were pretty interesting. So round 1 was against Rolad Azamina. I got completely rolled in that match. He opened up just insanely well, on top of just playing really well. So round 1, I had a loss. I went 5-0 after that, where I played against Sky Striker. And went through them. Was pretty good. We went to game 3, but the game 2 loss was mostly because I misplayed and he got to do his linkage combo. That was on my bad. That's what I could have been into. It could have been a 2-0 if I was playing better. Round 3 was against Doomsy. And I never played against Doomsy. That was a 2-1 as well. They have a built-in droll in the trap card, which was completely, I had no idea. I had to read almost every card for the Doomsday stuff. Round 4 was against Rolad Adventure. And my opponent showed up late, so he had a game 1 loss, and then he made an illegal activation after activating Rite of Aramasir. He then normal summoned Soul Resonator in the same turn. And activated the effect, and it put the game state in a way like he needed that to resolve anyway. So like even if we somehow were able to rewind it, because he wouldn't have been able to search the Griff out, I don't think he would there's no way even after resolving all the cards that he did where he was going to be able to be in a playable state to win the game. So he ended up scooping, so that was a 2-0 at that point. And then round 5 was Cooltoon. 2-0'd Cooltoon there. Round 6 was Cooltoon as well. 2-0'd them there. Cooltoon was probably like the easiest matchup in general. But it's also because I prepped for it a lot. Soundproof didn't come up at all during those or soundproof came up once during those two matches. And then in round 7, I played another cool tune. And he used the cool tune that I lost to. And then, and that was mostly like game 1, he set up his whole thing. My hand was like Alistair reminiscent, and then he gave me the top deck roll, so I had like 4 dead cards. Like Alistair by himself is like, obviously I love Alistair, but like Cool Tune has the way to, you almost always to negate the Alistair, and then they just pop it with the mix on res, so that way your reminiscent just can never be summoned. So it turns the second Alistair and the Reminiscent into completely dead cards, and then you never get the Invocation. And then because I was given top deck roll, it just wasn't like there was no winning that game 1. Game 2 got like ioned him twice, and then game 3, it was like we were slugging, but like we went to pretty close to time, but overall he ended up getting it. Game 3 there were some misplays. I really wish I had just sequenced a little better, but like by that point it was really late. Like we were in round 7, we were getting close to like 8 p.m. and we had started at noon, so like I've been dueling for like 8 hours straight basically. And then going into round 8, I played against Synchron, which I had never played against before, so I had to read almost every card. I fooed him in game 1. He self-drolled, and then still went into somehow. That deck is insane. So many of the cards are actually crazy in that deck. He still went into like Shooting Star Majestic Dragon. He had this pattern on field. He had I had forced the Junk Signal, but he still had like 3 Omni-Negates and like 2 interactions, like 3 interactions, so it was all sorts of craziness. And then in game 2, that was the hand that I drew, Invo, Solemn, Super Poly, and then, Solemn Soundproof, and then top deck Super Poly, and I just couldn't, if I had Mud Dragon, I actually still would have survived, because I Solemned the Synchro Summon of Scrap Warrior, and then he made Zalen and summoned a normal summon Junk Warrior. If I had the Super Poly from Mud Dragon there, I would have actually been fine to just it would have been fine for him to kill the Mud Dragon, so like, because I think he had a way to get like into a way to kill Mud Dragon, but not kill me, because not to deal the 4,000 damage. And then the top deck was also the Reminiscent, so I would have had Reminiscent and 3 different invocation spells. So even if he had like double draw, I would have been fine, which is, it's just weird. Like I think if I had the Mud Dragon, it would have been fine. Just little changes like that, or like what I wanted to make. So like it was like a bunch of like, there was a couple misplays in rounds like 7 and 9 that like added up, and 7 and 8, and then same thing with round 1. So overall my score was 5-3. I got 22nd, and yeah, could have got my invite if I just played better, if I played cleaner, and if I wasn't in a stupid ass and I gave myself the right deck list. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like and then subscribe. If you want to save 10% off Gem Tech accessories, feel free to use my code TeddyFurry10. It gets you 10% off your purchase, and it helps support the channel. And then likewise, if you want to join the Discord, feel free to come tell me how much of an idiot I am for messing that up. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wish you all a great day. God bless and peace.